Good morning, happy Wednesday. So hands down, one of the questions that I get the most is, what are you reading? What 3 or 1 or 5 or whatever books have had the most impact on you? What are you currently reading right now? And the truth is, I'm kind of a book hound. I was an English major in college. I'm a former high school English teacher. I have always been a reader. I, as a child, never left my house without a book. And full disclosure, to get this video at the right space, it's actually sitting, you can't make this up, on top of the full works of Shakespeare book that sits on my shelf. I mean, I can't make this stuff up, right? So you're watching a video about books that's actually sitting on top of a book of Shakespeare. How appropriate, yes. So I thought today I would do a little bit of a book haul, some books that I'm trying to keep it recent rather than like books that have impacted me through my life. I just want to talk to you about some books that have impacted me recently, and also some books that I'm just reading now that I don't know if they'll impact me, but I want to share them with you. And maybe you've read them, or maybe you're looking for some suggestions, and I hope that I can give you some. So let's get into it. And also, when I was thinking about it today, there's a lot of craziness going on in the world right now. I mean, let's just call it what it is. The coronavirus is making us all feel a little bit wonky, maybe a little bit anxious about going out. So maybe you have a little bit more time to read right now. Maybe you're looking for those books right now because you're choosing to stay home a little bit more. I got you. I've got some books. Now, they're all personal development books, because even if you are staying home more, that does not mean you need to be binge watching Netflix. That does not give you a better life. That does not help you create the life that you want to create. Get good stuff in your head. It will also help you deal with the craziness that is happening. So let's get into it. I'm going to tell you 3 books that really changed my life. Isn't that crazy? That something that is in someone's head that they get out into the world and put into a book can literally change our lives. That's the power of this. It's the power of these books. And I had 3 books that came together at the same time in my life last fall that really were game changers for me. So I want to share those with you first. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, actually 4. So maybe 5. Okay, here we go. So, There's No Plan B for Your A Game by Bo Eason. Love this book. Just a real hands-on, tangible book about playing at a higher level in your life, why you should and why you can. So I highly recommend it. I highly recommend the hard copy, and I also highly recommend the audiobook because he reads it. Frankly, I only like audiobooks most of the time when the author reads it. So here's my recommendation number 1. This is kind of where I started last fall with this one and with this one. Everything's Figure Outable by Marie Forleo. Now, the reason why I like this so much is because for years, that's sort of what I said my mantra is that I just figure it out. And that most of the time, whatever challenges or situations have come through my life, and I know it's no different for you, that we just figure it out. We just figure it out. I think about, I didn't know how to build a business. I didn't know how to teach group fitness. Go back. I didn't know how to be a parent. I didn't know how to be married. None of us knew any of that kind of stuff, and we've just figured it out. And Marie has taken that concept and put it into a book and applied it to everything. And I think, especially as women, we get caught up in, we have to know it all, or have to be the expert, or we don't know it, so we don't want to try it, or we've got, a challenge or situation in our life, or presented with an opportunity and we don't know, all about it. And her mantra, everything's figure outable. It really cuts through doubt and fear and chaos that might be happening, and just, yes, everything is figure outable. I figured out how to put a diaper on a baby. I hadn't done that before. I figured out how to be married all these years. I hadn't done that before. So we need to give ourselves a little bit more credit, and I think this book will help you do that. So highly recommend this book. This book, in fact, it's just funny because almost every day I find myself thinking, well, maybe I should go back to this book, because it's so easy to get out of alignment and into that fear spiral. And especially now with lots of stuff going on in the world, And this book was a game changer for me. The whole idea of life should not feel so hard, I think, was a mindset shift. Now, I don't think life is hard. I didn't think life was hard prior to this, but the way she explains it in here is such a mindset shift that I recommend this so much, because there's just something about the way she explains the alignment and the way life should feel, and it just shouldn't be so hard. And we want to make it so hard. And I'm one, like, I have so much stuff underlined. I listed this over here. I might go back to that later today. I am one that I love what I do, and I don't ever really unplug from work, because I have created a life where I don't feel like I'm working. I'm literally living from my heart and living in my passion. I love it so much. That being said, I often feel like, and it probably comes from having older parents who were workers. I mean, both my parents, just hard workers. And so it probably comes a little bit from that old fashioned idea that you work and you just get 2 weeks vacation, or you got to work hard and kind of earn your vacation. And so I have that mindset a little bit, like I got to work super hard to earn whatever XYZ. And in this book, it really helped me understand that, yes, I'm working hard, and I love that I'm working hard. Like, I love it. I'm a worker and I love it, but it's not hard, if that makes sense. I can work hard and I can work with focus and intention, but the work's not hard and my life's not hard. And again, I never thought my life was hard anyway, but we always have, hard moments and hard situations in life. And just the way she articulates that in this book, I think helped me have some verbiage around that and see this is all just a really amazing ride, and let's just get on it. So highly recommend this. Okay, now I can't even with this, but like, this is the Mack daddy of books that, in fact, everyone in my family has read this book now, because I talked about it all the time. I quote it. I talk about it on almost every live What's Up Wednesday that I do for my team. I do a What's Up Wednesday in my team page every Wednesday, where I share stuff that I've read, stuff that I've learned. We just kind of have a casual conversation in my team page. Almost every Wednesday, I'm quoting something from Bob Iger. This book right here, Bob Iger, A Ride of a Lifetime, game changer for me, absolute game changer. And it was really fun to watch my daughters and my husband get into this book and love it as much as I have. Well, maybe they don't love it as much as I have loved it. I don't know. They love it a lot. Like Jessie will message me and she's like, I just finished and I'm really sad that I finished this book. I love it so much. I'm like, I know. Go back and read it again. So I've read it multiple times, listened to it multiple times, and have stuff marked in here. It's just so good. It's so good. And the Audible book, he reads the beginning piece, which will, like, immediately, your mind's going to be blown. So he reads the beginning piece and then he reads the end piece. Mostly probably because he's running $1 billion blah, blah, blah kind of company. He doesn't have time to do an audiobook, but he does read the beginning and the end. So, and then going back, Gabrielle Bernstein reads her book on Audible. Marie reads her book on Audible. And I just think that's a game changer when the author reads their book, because you get the intonation and you get the context that they really want you to get. So I just can't recommend this enough. I just can't. I talk about it all the time. Because it's so good. I'll be talking about it a year from now. A couple that I wanted to stick in here too, that kind of came before these four. These were kind of like September, October, November, December books for me. And before that, I had these two, and I want to share these two with you, because if you haven't picked them up, I want you to go run to your bookstore right now and get them. If you have not picked up this, Every Female on the Planet Needs to Read This, Wolfpack by Abby Wambach. So good. Not only you as a female, but your daughters need to read this. If you're a mom of daughters, you need to read this. Fantastic. This is another one that I quote to my team a lot on our What's Up Wednesdays. I love this quote. A leader is not a title that the world gives to you. It's an offering that you give to the world. What, Abby, coming through. Failure means you're finally in the game. Yes, Abby. A champion never allows a short-term failure to take her out of a long-term goal. Right here, a woman who doesn't give up can never lose. It's so good. So as a female, you need to read it. And if you're a mom of daughters, you need to read it and they need to read it. Highly recommend that. And then my good friend Kendra Hall wrote this book. This is a game-changing book on how to tell stories. And here's the bottom line. We all have stories to tell, not just a story, but stories. And stories are what connect us to each other. Stories are what help us understand that we're all actually much more similar than we are different. And when we tell our stories, and they don't have to be these, this is the problem I think with humans, is that we think we have to have these ginormous, life-transforming stories to share. No, just share what's going on in your world and maybe what you've learned from it. And that connective tissue helps us all feel more a part of the same human experience that we're a part of. It helps us understand that we are so much more alike than we are different. And as a business owner, as a leader, as someone who mentors women to help them live their best life, women need to be sharing their stories too. And this is sort of a blueprint, a game plan for how to do it in the best possible way. So go to your bookstore and get this book right now. Last but not least, these are books that I've kind of got going on right now that I want to share with you. A couple that I've read, some that I haven't started yet. So if you have read them, or if you're, again, looking for something new, let's read them together and decide if we like them. This I just finished 2 weeks ago and really loved it. Really loved it. Mark Sanborn. Now, here's what I do when I buy books. I buy the book that was book was recommended to me. I buy it and then I buy all his books because I'm a book hound and I love to read and I love books. Like, I just love books. And I could show you all my books, but it would take a lot of time because I have cabinets full of books, and I've passed that on to definitely my oldest daughter too, who now had to institute a rule for herself that she has to read it from the library and love it before she buys it, because we will just buy books. We've taken hauls of books to half price books and donated them. We've donated them to the library. We just really love books. So when I buy one, I tend to buy them all, because if I like this, then I want all this author's books. So I read this recently, really, really liked it. Also, you can see it's a pretty quick read, but I got a lot of great nuggets out of this. And so here's my book that I'm reading right now by that same author, because I buy all the books. Then this has been recommended a gazillion times. I have a lot of coaches on my team that are reading this right now. I haven't gotten into it completely. I started it a little bit and I like it. It reminds me a little bit of Super Attractor, which I dig that kind of stuff. Oh, this is cool. Look at this. Look what she put in the middle of the book. Because fear is my home boy. Well, that's fun. You can post that on social. That's super fun. So you can tell I'm just 24 pages in, and it reminds me a little bit of Super Attractor, and even chapter 2 is called The Universe Has Your Back, which is a title of one of Gabby Bernstein's books. So I love that. I love that reminder that life isn't so hard, and that actually the universe, God, is looking out for you, because nobody wants you to have a hard life. That's ridiculous. So I love the concept behind this book, and I will be digging into this as well. And then I just got these two yesterday. Again, they were recommendations. I've seen this one a lot. I've seen this on the shelf a lot, and I don't know why I just haven't picked it up. But so I'm going to get into this one, and then it has a workbook that goes along with it. I love that. That's the teacher in me. Oh, I have a book and a workbook. Yes, I'm here for this. So I'm going to get into this, and this feels like even something that I might do with my team as well, because I just think that this could be a really great sort of team book club. So that's my book haul for right now. Books that have changed my life in the last few months, books that I'm getting into right now. I hope it gives you some suggestions. Remember, stay off Netflix, get your head into a book, change your life that way, dream bigger, live bigger, get a good book, change your life.